Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another one of my foundation routine videos with the L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation. And this is my favorite luminous foundation. I absolutely love this stuff. I show you guys different tips on how to make this foundation even more luminous. So if you're into really dewy luminous foundations, I think you'll find this tutorial really helpful. I love to use this base with the Magic Lumi foundation, this primer, because it does help the foundation have a more luminous glow. If you didn't want it to be as luminous, you could skip the primer, but if you really want a very dewy, luminous look, I do recommend using this along with this foundation. And I also like using this primer with other foundations as well to give them a luminous look, even if they're not dewy foundations. So I just go ahead and pump some on my hand, and then I just go and blend it into my skin. This primer is different than a lot of other primers. If you use primers, it's not like a silicone base primer. It's more like a lotion type of product that has a shimmer in it. And I did do a first impression on this Lumi primer and on that foundation that I'm about to apply. So if you want further information on it, I will link that video down below and you can watch that, because I get really in depth in that video. Once I get that primer all blended into the skin, then I do go ahead and apply my concealer, and I'm just going to use my Maybelline Fit Me concealer on my under eye area. And then I'm just going to go in with my favorite concealer brush, which is the Sigma Tapered Kabuki F86. And I'm just going to blend in this Maybelline Fit Me concealer. And the shade that I use is the shade 15 Fair. I think that's what it is. Yeah, 15 Fair, in case you were wondering. Like I showed you guys in the intro, I'm just going to be using the L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation today. And the shade that I use is Porcelain / Light tongue-tied. I use Porcelain / Light Ivory W1-2. So that is the shade that I use. And I am going to be using my beauty blender today to apply this foundation. I went ahead and dampened my beauty blender, and I don't know if you could tell, but it got probably at least twice the size that it was a second ago. And I just prefer using the beauty blender with this foundation than I do brushes. I don't know. I just feel like the foundation, it just works better with the beauty blender. I just do 2 pumps, and then if I need to add more, then I will use more foundation. And then whenever I use the beauty blender, I apply my foundation a little different than if I was to use one of my Sigma brushes. I like to dot the foundation all over my face and then go in with the beauty blender and blend it out. I just find that you use a lot less product if you do it that way than putting the foundation on the actual beauty blender and then using it. The beauty blender will soak up a lot of the foundation if you do it that way. So I'm just going to start dotting this foundation around my face. And I'm going to look really weird here in a second. Once I have the foundation all dotted on my face and I look super weird and like I have some type of disease. My husband always makes fun of me when my foundation's like this, but he doesn't get it. He's not a girl. So then I just bounce this beauty blender just on my face like that. It's almost like you pat, you just kind of bounce it. And it's really weird, but when I pat, right here on my face, my lip twitches. You see that? I don't know why it does that. It's so weird. So I'm just going to do that. And then I do kind of pat it down here on my jawline just to make sure everything is well blended there. And then I will blend it out on my nose last. I don't know. I'm just weird, and that's the way that I do my foundation. It's always hard to blend out your nose area, so I think that's why I always wait and do it last. I'm just going to use the other end of the beauty blender where it's pointed and use that side for my nose. So I just kind of bounce it like this. If I find that the beauty blender is a little too hard to get around my nose, I'll just go back in with my concealer brush, the F86, and I'll just kind of blend the foundation out with that. I know that they make a mini beauty blender, and I haven't used that yet. If any of you guys have used that and like it, let me know, because I know a lot of people like the mini one for under eye concealer and like around the nose and stuff, because it's smaller and can get into smaller areas. So yeah. After I got my foundation all applied, then I do like to set everything with a powder. And the powder that I like to use to set my foundation is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder. And this is pretty much the powder that I use for all my foundations. I love this powder because it does allow this foundation to still look luminous. And then I am going to set my under eye concealer with my e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. And I'm just going to apply this e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder with this fluffy sheer cover brush. So I just lightly dust it on my under eye area. And this is just going to ensure that your concealer stays put all day, it doesn't crease, and that it lasts a lot longer. Then with the L'Oreal True Match powder, I'm just going to use my e.l.f. Kabuki brush. And I know I've talked about this before, but whenever I apply my powder, I just bounce the Kabuki brush on my face. I don't swirl it around, because if I was to do that, it would just move my foundation around, and I don't know, it just works a lot better if you bounce it. Okay, so I went ahead and did the rest of my makeup, and I do have an eyeshadow tutorial on this eyeshadow if you like it and would like to see the tutorial. I will have that video linked down below in the little description box if you just expand it. But what else I do to help my foundations look more luminous, I like to apply some highlights to the tops of my cheekbones and to like other areas of my face, just to help the foundation look more luminous. So my favorite highlighter is by Stila, and it's actually a duo highlighter. It's their Stila Kitten. It's duo highlighter or whatever. Usually whenever I go to apply this highlighter, I like to use this sheer cover brush. I am unsure of exactly what the name of the brush is, but I like it because it's not super dense, and it just allows you to put like a light dusting of this highlighter on your cheekbones. So I just kind of put the brush on its side, if my camera will focus on its side, and just kind of go like this in the highlighter. I knock off the excess powder, and then I just put it right here on my cheekbones like that. So I just do that to both sides of my cheekbones. And then I also like to take some up on my forehead like this, down the bridge of my nose, and then I also put some right here on my chin like that. That technique just helps to kind of brighten up your face a little more and look more luminous. And then the last step that I like to do with this foundation to make it look more luminous is I like to set it with a makeup finishing spray. And I have two different options to show you guys. This first one, which is my favorite makeup setting spray, is the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. Not only is this product going to make your foundation look more luminous, but it's also going to help your foundation to last longer. I find with this foundation, it lasts pretty good on its own anyways, so you know, this is a lot more affordable, $3 as opposed to like $20 or however much this is. Yeah. So I'll just show you guys actually with the e.l.f. Mist and Set today, because I don't really use this much in my tutorials. So I'll just go ahead and mist this on. So you just want to spray this stuff on your foundation after you finish, at the end, after you do like your complete makeup. So just mist that on. It just kind of helps to tone down any type of powder, anything like that on the face, and it just gives your foundation a more like luminous type of glow. I hope that you guys found this tutorial helpful on how I go about applying the L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation. If you guys did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and let me know if you want me to continue showing you guys how I apply my foundations, like in my foundation collection. Let me know if you are enjoying this, and I will see you guys in my next video, and I hope that you all have an awesome day. Bye-bye, guys. Mwah.